Okay, so get started in a second. All right. Okay, so we should be recording now. Right. So this is something I'm super, super passionate about. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It is a massive topic that impacts so many people, obviously in loads of different ways, and it can literally be from as young as like 11, 7, 8. Some people are like, it's earlier and earlier is really is. And there's lots of reasons why this is becoming earlier and earlier for younger and younger girls. And so women's support and health are often people think about, okay, perimenopause and menopause. And that's when it really heightens up and we're like, right, okay, there's stuff that we're dealing with that we really, really need to focus on support. But actually it can be severe cramping, it can be all sorts of different things from even a younger age, or headaches and all sorts of things. There's loads of different things on this screen that you can see alone that have a massive impact when it's our hormones are out of whack. Okay, so before I get started, now, obviously, a lot of you will have doTERRA in your life already, potentially. But for those of you who don't have doTERRA in your life, it's kind of like, well, why can we use these oils this way? For those of you who already have doTERRA, it's just a little recap as to how wonderful doTERRA are. Okay, so doTERRA are pure essential oils. And I know it sounds crazy because you think, well, it says on the bottle, essential oils are pure. But sadly, in the industry, they are allowed to put a label on that bottle that says 100% pure. They can even put organic, and it doesn't have to be 100% in that bottle. It's around 4%, which is completely crazy that that's the industry standard and that's acceptable. So what that means is we can't use it to support our health and well-being in a way that is really powerful. So what doTERRA wanted to do was they wanted to bring us essential oils that were 100% pure so that they were super safe and friendly to the biochemistry of our bodies. They're sourced from all over the world where they're supposed to grow, so they are indigenous to the countries. Now, what that means is that they thrive and become really potent. It's like if you have a strawberry in season and out of season, they look the same, but the taste is completely different. And that power is so wonderful because it means we only need a tiny amount. And that's another reason why this is a really cost-effective way of supporting your well-being. So let's have a think about this. Would you like to be more happy, connected, balanced, and empowered? Yes. I think everybody's like, yes. And what does it actually take to get and stay healthy? Now, I love the little diagram. You can see as we go along through life and the cycles that we have, then there's always these ups and downs in this flow here. And it's when things start to kind of go all over the place that there's symptoms that pop up that are much more difficult to manage. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So hormone imbalance. So your body is really powerful. It actually knows how to heal and it knows how to take control of your health. But actually, our body's receptors are constantly scanning and balancing the chemical levels. And toxins that we take into our body can actually block those cell receptors and disrupt the communications. And this is what causes hormone imbalances. So if you imagine it as it's sending messages, and these messages are not the right ones, and we want them to be signaling the right messages. So there are lots and lots of different signs of hormone imbalance. It's a huge list there, and I'm not going to read through all of them because you can absolutely see them. But it's huge, right? Some of the really intense ones that can, absolutely change people's lives. And so what we want is to look at, well, what solutions do we have? What do I see on this list that potentially I'm experiencing? And I don't want to be experiencing them. So what is actually happening? So xenoestrogens. Now, some of you may have heard of xenoestrogens, but when I first learned about xenoestrogens, I just thought, my goodness, this is crazy. They're like really intense things, right? So xenoestrogens are actually the synthetic compounds that mimic natural estrogen in the body. And what happens is there's an overstimulation of the normal body functions. So if we have our natural estrogen attaching to our cells, it creates the correct signals. If you have a xenoestrogen, it attaches to the cell and it creates unintended signals. Now, this can be all sorts of unpleasant things. Now, this is not just women, okay? This is men and women. So looking at hormone balancing is really, really key. And again, I'm not going to list all of those. They're down there for you to look at and see. But of course, we want to be able to support our bodies naturally to reduce this imbalance. So what is a xenoestrogen and where are they found? Now, when you look at this page, you're like, whoa, okay, there's a lot of stuff that I use in my life, right? There's a lot of things. You're like, okay, I can see stuff that's definitely under the sink, definitely this. And this is what it's about knowledge. When you understand where these xenoestrogens are, you're able to cleanse your home of these xenoestrogens. And there's no freaking out needed because there are alternatives, right? There are alternative ways of using these, having, well, whatever they need to do in your house. There's alternative ways of creating safe and natural impacts in your home. Because we're not saying you cannot clean anymore, right? Obviously, that's not okay. We need to be able to do it in a safe way. But look at this, canned food, tap water, plastics, soy in food, perfumes, pesticides, and beauty products. Like beauty products is a huge number of xenoestrogens. And that's just crazy. You don't necessarily think about it, right? Because it says on the bottle, this is amazing for better skin. And you think, yeah, well, I want better skin. Or this is more youthful looks. Okay, yes, I want more youthful looks. But it doesn't always necessarily give you the full picture and the full story of what the impact of these products actually are to our body and our hormones. So this is a statistic that blows my mind. Women put on average an average of 168 chemicals on their bodies every day. And that's because, of course, you've got your routines in the morning with the shower, you know, whether it's hair products, makeup, you know, whatever it is, there's so many different things that as women, we have these chemicals that are easily coming into our lives. So phthalates is a family of industrial chemicals used to soften polyvinyl chloride, so PVC. And it's used as a solvent in cosmetics and other consumer products. It can damage the liver, kidneys, lungs, and reproductive system. So phthalates are a group of gender-blending chemicals causing males of many species to become more female. That was another thing. I was like, what? Like, that's crazy, okay? So again, it's not about like, well, how do I deal with this? We are really, really lucky with doTERRA that we have access to safe and natural products. And it's just knowing that they are there. So in our lifetime, we've got our pre-menopause, which is literally the stable childbearing years. Then we have the perimenopause, and this is where it can go really intense like this through the menopause and then come out the other side. So, but what we would like to do is to have that blue line so that it is a much slower, gradual process and something that's not going to be disrupting people's lives so intensely. And so it's a PMS, which a lot of people will joke about, right? Oh, they've got PMS, but it's a real thing, right? It's a real thing that is an imbalance in our hormones where we've got very intense emotions. So generally too much estrogen or too little progesterone, so estrogen dominance, can actually be the main reasons for this. It can be impacted on by a poor diet, caffeine, alcohol, stress, lack of exercise, and actually can all of those can contribute to making those things worse. Now, again, looking at stress, for example, we can't always remove the stressors from our life, but we can use essential oils to support with stress. So wild orange and balance and essential oils that are going to help to calm things for us. Now, this is something that it's actually 2019, this one was. And it was something that really struck home to me that people are not being informed fully when they go to the doctors and they're told, well, here you go, you need to go on HRT. People need to be informed so that they know that there are risks involved in different things. Now, obviously, again, I'm not going to go through and read this in depth, but basically it has an increased risk in 1 in 10 women of cancer. Now, that's a risk it's very high, and this has been published by the MHRA, and so they know this, and it's information that should absolutely be readily available and easy to access for people. But of course, there's times where it's like, well, actually, I can't function properly at the moment. I have brain fog that's so bad, I can't do my work, I can't do this. And so they actually say, even though I know the risks, I need to have this because they don't know that there are other things that can support. So, what is that foundation? Do you remember in that thing it said some of the things that worsen is our nutrition? So the foundation of health is always nutrition. If we can get our nutrition better, we're going to have our bodies are going to respond in a much better way. So doTERRA have a product called Lifelong Vitality. Lifelong Vitality is a trio of 3 different products that synergetically work together to really just have the best foundation. It's like having a superfood meal every single day. So you've got your omegas. So your omegas 3, 6, and 9. It also provides 9 essential oils, omega fatty acids, and helps with brain nourishment, mental clarity, heart and circulatory health, and also digestive function. That one is again the other thing in the outer picture. We talk about the products that you can have because everybody's heard of you need omegas in your life, right? You need your fish oils, but a lot of them are already rancid. So if you were to cut open those capsules, they're already rancid fish, which is just gross. And also sometimes people experience them repeating on them. That's something I absolutely experienced. My mum always used to say, make sure you take your omegas. So I'd be like, okay. And I would spend quite a lot of money on these omegas thinking, okay, well, I want really good quality ones. And I would have these awful fishy burps, which is disgusting. Nobody wants that in their life. And then it was after learning about it, it was because they were already rancid, which is just crazy, right? Then you've got your alpha CRS. This is a really, really powerful blend of your superfoods. So it contains antioxidants, and this helps promote chemical communications and cellular pathways, healthy immune function. So these are things like turmeric, selenium, milk thistle, pomegranate seed. Each individual ones are super powerful, but they've brought there's way, way more. At least just a few I'm mentioning, that they brought them together as that super food blend. Then you've got your multivitamin, so your Microplex MVP, and this one is your vitamins and minerals. And this one, again, compared to other vitamins and minerals, this one is food-based, so your body can absorb it. The training that I had on this was actually done by a chemist, and they explained that when we have a synthetic supplement, what happens is your body has little little doors, little cells, like doors all the way around the cells, designed to absorb different vitamins and minerals. And so there's a door for vitamin A, a door for vitamin B, And so when a fake one comes in, so a synthetic supplement comes in, it basically says you're not vitamin A, you're not vitamin B, and closes that door. And then the body's ability to naturally absorb those vitamins and minerals from your food is significantly reduced, which just made me go, what? So actually, it's worse if I'm taking these synthetic vitamins and minerals because my body shuts the ability to actually absorb these vitamins and minerals. That's crazy to me. And that's exactly what our body's doing. So these are plant-based, which means the body recognizes it as food and absorbs it. So they're bioavailable to the body, which is awesome and really, really exciting. So it means that what you are taking into your body is absolutely going into your body and being used by your body properly. So things like calcium, magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, vitamin B, and there's just loads and loads and loads of different ones in there. In brackets beside each of them, there's like the plant base, which is also really cool because, again, you can really see that that's what it is. Okay, so supporting menopausal symptoms. Now, some of these are essential oils that you can use to really support with these symptoms. So hot flushes, peppermint, citrus oils, clary calm. Now, often these hot flushes can actually be at night, so in the middle of the night or sometimes earlier in the morning. So having peppermint essential oil either in a spray bottle or just literally the oil so that you can reach for it, put it on the back of your neck, or just spray it over yourself. That's a really fast way to just cool the body down and stop feeling that intense feeling. The citrus oils are also really good for this. And then we have clary calm. Now, clary calm I'm going to go through in more depth in a minute, but that one's like our top superstar when it comes to hormone support. Fatigue symptoms. So Mito 2 Max. So Mito 2 Max is a blend of basically herbs that are really powerful. Almost it's a replacement for your energy drinks or your high coffee. Because of course, when we have these things, they are really disrupting to our bodies. Whereas this actually helps the mitochondria of the cell to function more effectively and releases more energy. And when that happens, obviously, if this is happening across our whole body cells, then obviously we have more energy. Then your peppermint, lifelong vitality, which is just the one that I've just spoken about, and then ginger. Low libido. Okay, so then we've got ylang ylang, elevation, clary sage. Now, sometimes this topic isn't really spoken about a lot, but actually it has a huge impact on family relationships. Because if you have a really low libido and your half is wanting to be affectionate, and it's the last thing on your mind, it can cause really intense feelings and very difficult situations. So it's like, okay, well, what if you were able to create a situation and a balance where your libido was increased? Then that's obviously going to have a really positive impact within your family life. Then you've got mood swings. Balance is a beautiful grounding blend. It's literally like it smells almost a little bit earthy, foresty. It's very, very calming. This is one that I actually used to have this in my car. When I first started doTERRA, I was much more fiery. And actually, this was one. It's amazing how like I've been teaching people about essential oils now for 9 years. And it's funny when I think back sometimes of the key oils that I would have to use in different ways, and balance was one of them. And it would just calm me down really fast. Brilliant, brilliant oil. Then you've got Whisper. This is one that's actually, it's called the Women's Blend, and it's one that a lot of people use to have as a pure fume instead of a perfume, right? And then Lifelong Vitality. So hormone balancing. So doTERRA are amazing. They actually just were like, right, do you know what? This is a really big deal and so many women are dealing with this. We want to actually have a pack specifically for women to support us the best that we can. Now, the first one at the top of the list is this one on the right-hand side. It's the phytoestrogen, it's the phytoestrogen complex. And this is basically a blend of plant estrogen, and it supports with hormone balancing. Then Clary Calm, so this one in the middle, and Whisper, the one that I mentioned earlier, is really, really powerful because the oils in there, and I'll go through which ones they are in a minute, are really powerful to support with the hormone balancing. So you can rub on your abdomen, on your wrists, on the back of your neck. It really works for cramps, night sweats, hot flashes, and headaches. Then you've got your bone nutrient complex, which is a natural blend of vitamin C, calcium, vitamin D, magnesium. It helps with you to sleep well. Obviously, if you're having disrupted sleep, your energy levels are going down anyway. And then, of course, it impacts on your hormones as well. So Serenity Oil and soft gels, these are two really powerful products. We've seen amazing results with this. I had a customer she said, I don't think this is going to affect me at all. She said, Catherine, I sleep about 2 to 3 hours a night. And I just thought, how are you even doing work? Like, that is just ridiculous, such a low amount of sleep. She says, oh, I've tried everything. I don't think it will work. And so she tried the Serenity soft gels, and it started to grow because she has the watch that literally monitors her sleep. And it started to grow. And then she's like, had 4 hours, I've had 5 hours, I've had 6 hours. So every night now, using these products, she has around 6.5 hours sleep. And yeah, that's life-changing. It's just amazing. And then we've got juniper berry, vetiver, cedarwood, and you can rub it on and diffuse. Then cleansing and nourishing your cells, drinking lots of water. But sometimes people find drinking water really difficult. So using things like wild orange or lemon or tangerine in the water is a lovely, lovely way of supporting to cleanse your body at the same time as it tasting amazing. Then you've got a cleanse and restore pack. There's actually a whole kit that you can decide, right, actually I need a reset. I want to cleanse and restore my body. That's actually a set. And then the lifelong vitality again. So what is Clary Calm and why would we need to use it? So it's great for balancing the flow of hormones. It helps you to stay excited and happy during the second half of the menstrual cycle and if you are feeling down and low. It's really good to support with cramping, bloating, back pain. So you literally draw a smiley face over the abdomen and then on your lower back and then the bottoms of your feet. And then you can actually use it ahead of the cycle if that's what you're dealing with. And then it also helps with body odors, so you can actually use it as a deodorant or on the bottom of the feet. So it's a really versatile essential oil. Now, what's in it? So you've got clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, ylang ylang, geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, and vitex. So these are all really, really powerful with benefits that are absolutely amazing individually. So when they're put together, they're just such a perfect mix. So clary sage helps to ease muscle tension, mood lifting, and hormone balancing. Lavender is calming and supports hormone levels. Bergamot is emotionally uplifting and helps muscle tension. Roman chamomile helps with relaxing and easing muscle tension. Cedarwood supports normal hormone levels. Ylang ylang helps with stress and it's phytoestrogenic. So again, it's creating that binding to the cell that's correct. It also helps the endocrine system, calming and phytoestrogenic, your geranium. Then you've got fennel, supports with estrogen production and lactation. Then you've got carrot seed, it helps with healthy endocrine activity. Palmarosa supports the healthy thyroid levels. And then Vitex is also bioidentical to phytoestrogens and antispasmodic. So this is a really powerful blend. Now, what does it actually look like? The phytoestrogen complex, what's its job and what is it actually doing? So phytoestrogens are naturally occurring plant compounds. They're similar to the estrogen produced in the body. And the issue we have is that it's basically, if you look at it like a shape, and if there's a gap in the shape of our bodies, this is the like the layman term of doing it, then something else comes into that gap. And if we don't block that gap with good stuff, so like with phytoestrogens, then xenoestrogens will go in there instead. And so what we want, this gap that creates that hormone imbalance, you want to be able to fill that gap with the phytoestrogens. So what they do is they provide mild estrogenic effects in the body. So they'll bind again, like I said, to the cell receptors. Now they are, if a woman has too much estrogen, then it can bind and it can actually, oh, sorry, milder phytoestrogens can bind with the receptors, and then it instead, because if it's filled with the other ones, then we're going to have all sorts of problems. So we really want to fill the gap with safe phytoestrogens instead of the really bad xenoestrogens. So this one, you can use this one. The way I use it at the moment is I use it pre-cycle, during my cycle, and then I pause for a bit because that's how my body works really well with it. So basically, it depends on where you're at in your cycle and also how powerful that is for your hormone balancing. So natural phytoestrogens, because sometimes people say, well, can't I just get it from my food? And absolutely, you 100% can get phytoestrogens from your food. And these are the foods that are really high in phytoestrogens. The problem that we have is that our food is so depleted that to get enough phytoestrogens to fill those gaps, we would literally need truckloads of this. And I don't know about you, but there's only so many chickpeas that you can actually eat, right? So having a balanced diet is really, really important. But again, it's looking at, okay, well, how do I get a higher percentage of this in my diet really easily? And that's where the phytoestrogen blend comes in. Then we've got our bone nutrient complex. Now, there's lots of stuff that's been coming out about this recently with regards to vitamin D that's being prescribed that's actually causing more issues than help. And I have a family member that's actually been involved in some of that, and she's having all sorts of issues now. And she's been on these prescribed calcium and vitamin D for a very long time. And she's now having major, major issues. Obviously, this was something that we're so passionate about because we want to be able to strengthen our bodies and our, like they say, our bone density reduces and osteoporosis starts to come in later on in life. And so we want to have the best life for the longer. That's what we want to be able to achieve. So this complex has vitamin D, which is helpful to build your immune system. Obviously, we can get it from sun, and we want to make sure like today, I don't know wherever you are in the world, but it was lovely and sunny today. So getting out and just getting, even though it's cold, having sun on our faces and things is really important. So calcium, magnesium, vitamin D. Now, calcium does not work without vitamin D, so it's key for the absorption. Then we have meta power. Now, one of the main things that we have people sharing with us, especially going into the menopause and perimenopause, is weight management. Your body just changes, it responds differently. And so it can be a really real challenge to actually lose weight that was never there before, that just seems to just be sticking around. Now, meta power is a system that has been in America for like a year and a half now, with unbelievable results for people. It's just absolutely amazing. So it's basically 3 products really, but just packaged in different ways. So you've got little mini beadlets, you've got your oils, and then you've got your capsules. These 3 are Meta Power Oil Blend. And basically, the reduced version, there's lots and lots of information out there. And if you are interested, please do reach out and we can send you the more in-depth science videos. But they basically have identified which essential oils inhibit fat growth and reduce fat cells. So when I heard that, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. That's definitely something I want in my life. And so this is something that we are just starting over here in the UK and seeing really wonderful results. Then you've got this one here, the Meta Power Assist. This one is really, really amazing. So to be taken half an hour before your heaviest meal of the day, and it actually lowers the sugar spikes. Now, we have issues in our bodies when we spike and then crash down, and this is actually able to minimize those really deep spikes and drops. Again, people have seen amazing results. This is if somebody's diabetic, type 1 or type 2, this one is a phenomenal product. Absolutely amazing. Again, this is just a scoot over so you can know what's there. Meta Power Advantage. This is collagen. Now, everybody's heard of collagen, but not, same with the vitamins, same with the essential oils, they're not all equal. So this collagen is 9 different collagen types. Most collagens are around 2 and 3 types of collagen in their packets. It is 12 times more absorbable because it's bioavailable to the body, because it is natural, whereas a lot of them are synthetic and they don't absorb as easily into the body. Now, why would we want this in our lives? We stop producing collagen as we age. And so collagen is really important for our skin and elasticity, but also tendons, joints, all of those sorts of things that are impacted in when our hormones are out of whack and actually as we age. And so this is a really powerful product to be able to support and assist your body in doing what it needs to do and recovering faster. So essential oils are dynamic, supporting your body physically and emotionally. So where do you start? Now, some of you already have doTERRA in your life, and some of you might not have doTERRA in your life. So whoever invited you to this class, please reach out to them. And if there's big questions and things like that, Shanaz, I know you've been looking at the chat. But there's 3 ways of getting doTERRA into your life. There's retail, which anyone has helped people to get it in this way because it's the most expensive way. Then there's wholesale, having your own customer account. You get 25% off everything. Now, depending on what you get, it's normally £25 for a customer account, but sometimes there's offers where you go over a certain amount of products and then you get that waived as well. Or the third way is to get a kit. Now, again, the kits that we looked at this evening, there's the women's kit, there's different essential oils. If you have still not got somebody to support you, then please do absolutely reach out. So message me or whoever invited you, and let us know what you really liked about the class and if there's any areas that you want to extra support with. And then arrange a call with either myself or the person who invited you on the class, and we'll help you get started and help you to answer any of the questions of the things that you're dealing with. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording and then I'll open it up to questions. So for those of you joining on the video afterwards, if you have any questions, then please do reach out. Let's stop the recording.